Hey guys, Taju22 here, and welcome to a one-match episode of Heat. And this one is going to be a special one. Now, the thing is, I wanted to be in this match, but the doctors have told me not to do it. And I got a second opinion and a third opinion, and all three of them say not for me to go in there. So as much as I would love to get my hands on the person that didn't show up, well, here he is right now. Folks, I told you about my ex-best friend. That's him. That's the guy who didn't show up, and that's the guy who betrayed me. And you know, there's an underlying cause for that, but I won't get into it, at least not yet, anyways. But as you can see, the man is put together. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he considers himself a ladies' man, if you ask me. And, well, there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye, but there's one thing that's clear, and that is, he's a pretty big guy. He's a big guy, strong guy. And I look to him for, you know, not so much for protection, but for somebody to watch my back. But his name is Randy Fuller. And Randy Fuller is a part of the famous Fuller family. It all started with his grandfather, or his granduncle, I think you could say. Yeah, his granduncle, Buddy Fuller. And then you had his, Buddy's sons, Ron and younger brother Robert, as well as his father, Jimmy Golden, as part of the Fuller family. And then you have Jimmy's son, Randy Fuller. So, yeah, we have the Fuller, a representative of the Fuller family, but he has joined the Ascension. Now, he says that the reason he no-showed was because he missed his flight, which I find very ludicrous, to say the least, because, you know, there was no flight delay, there was nothing that could be out of his control. He just didn't show up. Well, unfortunately, he's going to pay the price against 2 of the 3 Newfoundlanders. And you better believe I was not happy, to say the very least, when he didn't show up the last time we had our program here. Let me just drink some water here. I mean, it's getting very hot these days. But anyways, we have ourselves a 2-on-1 handicap match. And like I said before, I was willing to go 1-on-1 with him. But the problem is, I'm still on the injured list, and there's not really much I can do about it. But the board of directors have agreed with me to put him in a handicap match for no-showing. And it depends really, like, your status in the company. Like, if you're a big star, the worst thing you can get is, you can get, like, a fine or something like that. You could be suspended. Or, in the case of Randy Fuller, get put in a match where 2 guys are going to beat the crap out of you. Which, like I said before, I really wanted to get my hands on him. But, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Instead, it's going to be Matthew Cole and Paul Levine of the Newfoundlanders. And, a reason Matthew wanted to get in on this was, he felt bad for me. And then, Paul is just joining in. And then as for the other guy, which is Bill Westwood, well, he's still recovering from the mandible claw, literally at the hands of Midnight Radiant. Oh, and a double DDT onto both members. And right now, Randy is just fighting for his life. And, you know, normally I don't condone these type of matches, but this is one guy that truly deserves an ass-kicking of a lifetime. Especially for what he did to me, and by embarrassing me and the company on the last show, which was SmackDown. But with that said, let's just get on with the matchup itself. Let me just take another drink of water. Very good. Oops, sorry about that. That was my fault. and then a facebuster onto Randy Fuller. Now, the guy, he considers himself a ladies' man. I mean, there's no doubt, like I said before, he has a great physique. But not even he is tough enough to withstand the punishment of two men. Now, the thing is, Midnight Radiant, what he had going for him was that he only had to pin or force one of them to submit. And it was under tag rules, which is what they signed on for, really. But this one is just purely a punishment match. It's 2-on-1, no tagging in and out, falls count anywhere, no disqualifications, no countouts, and for Randy Fuller, he has to beat both men in order to win. And a spinning neckbreaker onto Randy Fuller. I mean, this is a guy that considers himself, and I quote, full of twisted steel and sex appeal, which most women would agree with, but obviously I don't, because, well, I'm a guy, but that just goes without saying. And Paul Levine was put into a figure 4 lock, but he reversed it onto Randy Fuller. And now, oh wow, he's putting him in a choke, but Matthew actually broke it up. And a a drop to hold facebuster, that's it. And then just a pure facebuster, and that actually busted him open! Yes! 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 Oh, yes! Like, seriously, normally I would not celebrate this, but you know what? This guy, he made me miserable. And, like I said, I would have loved to do it myself, but the doctors have told me otherwise. And now Randy is getting what he deserves. I credit the fact that he's still fighting back, but right now the Newfoundlanders are doing what they are supposed to do, and that's beat him up. Especially when they have the 2-on-1 advantage, I should say. Excuse me. Oh, now, wait a minute. A roll-up. 1. And, oh, what is this? I can't see him. I mean, I hear Kane's music, but where's he coming from? And better yet, who's he... Wait, what's he doing? Oh, wait a minute, he's attacking the champion! And... a chokeslam on a Matthew Cole! Oh, but wait a minute, here comes one of our own members from the industry, Ash Ketchum, and I think he's going to take out... yeah, he's going after Kane, so he takes out Kane. But this slight distraction allows Randy Fuller to get back in the matchup, but it was only temporary, though. And I'm pretty sure Kane, when he's done with this... Oh! Braggadocious, that's the name of that move. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So, a braggadocious onto Randy Fuller is just enough to keep him down, and that's the end of the match. But for Kane, I don't know why he interfered to begin with, but just as soon as that happens, one of our own members from the industry, Ash Ketchum, decides to go after Kane, which, okay, I really do not get this. I really don't. But if I know Kane the way that if I know Kane the way that I do, Kane is going to want some revenge on Ash Ketchum for, quote, interfering with his plans. I mean, I've known Kane for years. I don't know him personally, but I know how he operates. Whenever he sets out to attack anybody and someone else gets involved, that person that gets involved usually is the one that pays for it. And if I know Kane, he's going to go right after Ash Ketchum. I just know it. But for Randy Fuller, he got exactly what he deserved. But the next time he fights, it will be a fair fight, though. This one was just a punishment match. But for Matthew Cole, he gets the pinfall, as well as Paul Levine of the Newfoundlanders. So the Newfoundlanders win the match. But that's going to do it for our one-match edition of Heat. Folks, stay tuned for the preview show of our newest super show, which is coming up soon, and it's called Power Play. Stay tuned for the preview show, and then within a few days, up to a week, you'll know, it'll be televised, I should say, excuse me. But until then, stay tuned for the preview show. Otherwise, have a good day, and enjoy your day, or night, whatever time you're watching this. And Randy, if what they did to you is, how do I put this? Randy, what the Newfoundlanders just did to you is nothing compared to what I'm going to do to you when I get out of the injured list. So you better watch your back, because I'm coming for you. But for everybody else, have a good day.